Welcome everyone to the video. Today we are going to be looking at a play through of Effort. He is brand new to Beyond All Reason, so we're going to be giving him some advice right off the bat. So I need to get started early because we are right here. There's some important stuff that's going on. Obviously wind speed was pretty bad, so he's ending up having to build a couple wind turbines here. It probably would have been better to go for some solar panels instead. And then now we see we need to definitely make sure that we get up to 70 energy before starting on our factory. I would recommend anywhere from 60 to 70 energy and you should be fine. So it would have been good to do a couple. Now there's a very easy opening that you can do if you want to always make sure you have enough energy. What you can do is you can do 1, 2, 3 mexes if there's 3 mexes available, and then go into just 2 solar panels right after, because solar panels, they don't cost any energy to build. So after you're done building your mexes, you can just go straight into solar panels with 0 energy, and the 2 solar panels will always give you enough energy to build a factory, so you wouldn't be stalling on energy like this. So that's one thing you can do to speed up your process, because some of these guys are already almost done with their construction units. Some of them already have a couple scouts out, and so you're a little bit behind right off the bat there. So we see we got 2 constructions queued up and some rovers, and we're e-stalling again. Anytime you start stalling on energy, just start making either windmills or solar panels, because that just means that you don't have quite enough energy to support what you're building. So just increase your energy production, and that will help you get to the point where you get these units out a bit faster. Because yeah, you have a lot of space back here. You can build a ton of windmills right here, no problem, pretty easily. And yeah, so when you're watching one of my games, you'll see me when I'm building construction units. I'll wait till my energy storage goes up quite a bit, and then I will end up building the unit, and then I'll start building windmills again, wait for my energy bar to go up quite a bit, and then I'll start building the last unit. Now, it is good that this guy's working on solar panels. It's better to have a larger queue. So what I like to do is have like solar panels being produced all the way down, like in several locations. So have like 2 main sections of solar panels that this guy's gonna build all game. Because this amount of solar panels here will probably take like 7 minutes. Maybe no, probably less than that. Probably take around like 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes to build all these, and that's not that much. So you want to try, what I'm trying to say is you want to try to make sure your construction unit always has something he's doing all game until you hit T2, and then that'll help you not have to go back to your base quite as often. Let's flip this around here. So we got mexes going out, which is great. I definitely would have had this your vehicle bay building a bit more as you were walking out. That was probably just a little bit of misplay on your part, not realizing. This guy I would send back and work on a construction turret, because right now you only have 100 build power on your vehicle plant. I would definitely get a little bit more build power on your vehicle bay. That way you're going to be able to crank out units a bit faster. As you can see, you're using up metal, but not quite as fast as you're gaining it. So anytime that happens, it's a good idea to get a little bit of build power at your base. Also, another thing is your construction turret could build either an e-storage. So let's click on that. An e-storage that makes it so when you have wind, it's not quite as hard as harsh when the wind changes. So when your wind's changing, your energy seems to be dropping quite significantly, and e-storage can help as a buffer to store it up. And then also you can do a couple energy converters as well. So if you do end up having extra energy, you don't waste that extra energy, but are instead using it and converting it into metal. That's just like a practical deal for life, a quality of life thing. Also, I would recommend having all of these units in a control group. I don't know if they are. Based on the fact that you have one here, it makes me think that you might not have them in a control group right off the bat. I'm not, like I said, I'm not positive. I can't see that aspect of the game. But if you do want to put them into a control group, you can press Alt 1, 2, 3, or 4, and all of those units will always be that number. So every time you press 1, if you press Alt 1 when selecting one of them, Alt 1, that'll make these guys all be in the control group of 1 every game. So you can just press 1 on your keyboard and select all of them. What is going on here? Someone going nuts. Anyway, so that can be helpful and have cause you to get a little bit extra mobility with all of your units. Select all of them rapidly. You might already know that, but I just wanted to point that out to you as well. The fact you have a radar turret up here is great. I would definitely capture these mexes. You're sitting on top of them. Very useful to have them. And even go for this one. Let me see. What else could you do? Yeah, so basically any mechs that's not being captured, you can just go and do yourself. If these 3 aren't, or these 4 aren't being captured, just go get them all. Because you guys want every mech to be full. That goes for this one too. If red doesn't take it, then your responsibility is to take it, but red ends up taking it later on, so that's fine. What do we got? But you end up holding very well. One other thing here, this is a lot of build power. So early on in the game, unless you win like a big battle or something, I would only keep it to maybe 2 con turrets at max. You're getting ready to go 4, especially since you bought your T2. So your T2 con is going to be upgrading these mexes, right? That's going to give you 4 times your income. So I would save as much of my metal to put into my mechs as possible. Because now you're going to be low on metal, pretty low anyway, and I don't know if you'll even be able to get this one off without metal stalling. So I would take all of these guys and have them focus directly on your T2, because that is your priority. As soon as you get a T2 con out, prioritize it 100%. But yeah, you're doing all right. Actually, you're doing all right, because these 4 cons will end up helping with just per being able to use this metal that you have gotten. I would definitely keep building up windmills. Also, another tip, windmills, if they are in a 2x2 section, they will not chain react explosively every time they get hit. So if you have them in a 3x3 section, so we'll say 3x3 wide, then if like 3 of them die, if like these 4 die, let me see if we can erase that. If these 4 die here, then this whole section, like this whole group of windmills, is going to explode. Because when a building dies, it causes an explosion, which gives damage to other things around it. So trying to build your windmills in a skinnier pattern, like a 2x2, makes it so that if 2 of them die, then the other 2 are fine, and if those 2 die, then the other 2 are fine. And that way the whole thing doesn't just explode, because all of your windmills are just gonna if they get hit, they're just gonna explode. Boom, 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 boom. And now you have no wind power, and you didn't even have a chance to try to stop the unit from killing you. So that can be handy. Wind is just trolling you this game though, which is kind of frustrating. And when you have wind doing this, it is good to try to get a fusion reactor up. That way you don't have to rely on it too heavily, especially since you don't have really any pressure on the front. You can really put some of those resources into energy and metal production, which is what you are doing here. I'm just saying, also I would recommend going for a fusion as well, since you don't really have the pressure. And I don't want to overwhelm you with tips, because even this could take you a while to get down everything that I've explained here. But I just want to give you like 5, 6, 7 things you can improve on, and that way you can focus on maybe 2 or 3 of them, and you'll be able to improve based on that. Because if I start going into the late game on how you did, it's just gonna be so much that you have to focus on that you might not improve the little things, which the start is where you really need to focus. If you can get your starting pattern down a little bit smoother, where you're not e-stalling as much when cranking out your construction turrets, you are building wind a little bit more extensive, where you have it planned for a long time instead of like only 15 windmills. You have more of a plan for maybe like 40 windmills, something like that. Having your guys coming out in a control group, having them evenly spread in a frontline position, that can help as well. You can also separate your raiding units from your frontline units. I like to put them a little bit distant, so like sometimes I'll have my blitzes down in the back. Let me see here. I'll have my front line across here, and then my blitzes down in the back, and have them available to go around and attack if I need to, and then just have my front line take a heavier stance. Anyway, so, and then also capturing mexes, that's a big thing. Make sure you capture all the mexes you can whenever you can. Make sure we're always building units. I would go T2, honestly, right here. I would build a T2. But yeah, a couple things, you know, spreading out your windmills so they don't chain react, things like that. Maybe I mean, the build power honestly was a good idea since you had your T2. A little bit of extra build power early wouldn't have hurt you on that front, or at your base, especially since you brought your comm up. And yeah, so hopefully these were some good tips, and they'll help you improve and get better at the game. Also guys, if you want to submit a video to check out, submit a replay, you can join our Discord. It is in the description below, and we have a community there of a bunch of people who just enjoy Beyond All Reason, and so we'll talk about it a little bit, and we also throw around video ideas for YouTube, things like that. And then you can also hang out with some of the other guys who are watching the stream and chat. So that is available to you, and you know, submit your replays and we can go over some basic tips, especially for those who are new players. We want to help you improve, so we're giving you that opportunity for free. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the battlefield.